What's going on, guys? CardMechanic here, and today I'm going to be teaching you Bullet by Andrei Jikh. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I can't do as much justice to this trick as Andrei, but I'm going to do my best, and you guys asked for this tutorial, so here it is. Let's do it. Now, I have to say, the Bullet is one of my all-time favorite single card flourishes, and there's so many reasons for this. One, because it looks amazing, especially when you get it down perfectly, which, by the way, I'm still working on. So that's why I'm only going to be teaching you the single movements the Bullet consists of, and then you guys can work on practicing it yourself. And I'll also share with you some of the insights that I learned while practicing. So yeah, what was I saying? So right, there's so many cool movements involved that makes it one of my favorite, and whenever someone sees me performing it or just doing it while working or watching a movie, they're like, what's going on? How is this happening? So it's really cool, gets great reactions from people. So let's break down the Bullet. So I'm trying out this new angle. Hopefully it works a lot better for teaching you guys this trick, because I know a lot of it needs to be seen from the performer's standpoint and not just from the front. So like I said, again, I'll break down each move individually, and I'll share with you how I'm practicing and how you can also practice it to get to my level and better. So you start off by holding the deck in a dealer's grip, mechanic's grip, whatever you want to call it. You want to hold it in this grip. Index finger on top, thumb on the side like this, middle, ring, and pinky finger on the opposite side of the thumb. Now once you have the deck in this position, I think the first move to do is actually the most difficult. And that move is the Chinese deal, which looks like that. Right? So you have the deck like this, boom, that's what you want to do. Boom. Wow, I didn't know I can bring it back. There we go. That's the Chinese deal right there. You want to take this top card, using your index finger, you're pulling it over like this, bringing it around here, right? Around like this. You don't want it to spin yet, but you want to bring it around just like this, and you want to tuck this finger underneath like so. Now, a couple things to actually make this easier for yourself is you do not want the deck completely flat like this, right? You don't want it completely flat like this. You want it at kind of like an angle like this on top. This way, at this angle, it's a lot easier to pull this card out and turn over, right? So you want that angle, or like kind of like a slope right here. So you don't want it completely flat. You don't want it completely like this. That would be horrible. But you want it at a bit of a slope like this. And the best way to actually do that is to take your index finger and just push over to the top a little bit, and you automatically get that slope that you need. So now you're here, you're taking this card, you're pulling it, right? Once you start pulling this card forward, using this fleshy part of your index finger here to pull this forward, you want to make sure you're not pulling multiple cards like I just did, right? This is a big no-no. You do not want that happening. Now, in order to avoid that situation, I keep my pinky right here near the bottom. So as soon as this card goes up, my pinky clips down on the bottom here. This way, only allowing that one single card to come up, right? Clipping that pinky down, these cards will no longer come up. And that is the first part of course that fell, but that's the first part of the Bullet. Now moving on to the second part, once you've mastered the Chinese deal, you're actually going to come over like this. Your middle finger, again, you're still in the mechanic's grip, so your middle finger is going to be here. Now using your index finger, you're going to pivot this card about the middle finger at this point. So it's like this, you're going to pivot it around like this. So it's kind of going to be like, I guess, kind of like a gun where it's like pew, pew, pew. Except instead of pew, 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 you're just holding it to the side like this and you're not firing. Don't fire. Now from this position, you want to actually move your middle finger so that it's grabbing onto this card as well. So the way to do that is to straighten this out onto this card. So you're ultimately going to be grabbing it like this. Okay, so let me actually get into that position one more time. You're here, you're turning it around, and you're going to grab it. And in the action of grabbing it, the card is going to straighten out like so. Right, so the card's going to be straightened out once you grab it. Once again, here, the card's going to straighten out. And now what you're doing is you're going to bring your index finger to the front, and this middle finger is going to go to the back, so the card's going to be like this. So again, here, here, here. So that's where we are with the card currently. Now we're going to take these fingers, we're going to use the middle finger and index finger, we're going to curl them both inwards, and we're going to place this card on top of the deck, right? It's not going to be completely flush with the deck. The sides here will be flush, but on top and bottom, it's going to be about halfway to maybe 3/5 of the way, right? So it's going to be around here. All right, so once that card is placed, you're going to take your thumb, pull it to the bottom, and place it there. All right, so now when pulling with your thumb, what you're doing is taking your thumb, right, pivoting this around this corner here, doing this, and on the bottom while this is happening, your index finger is curled in and it's going to be pushing the deck up. So here we are, pulling this back while the deck is being pushed up. So this turns all the way around. You can use your thumb to square it up with the rest of the deck. Use your index finger to help if needed. And that's it. So up to the speed I was just doing, you're here, 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 and here. That's it. Now that is just the basic bullet, right? So that's not really going to impress as many people as, you know, going all the way with everything. But there's a whole lot of wrist action involved, and the timing between when you're doing things is very important. So the way that I like to do the bullet is when I'm coming and doing the Chinese deal, I start off with my wrist back here, and then I bring this forward while doing the Chinese deal out like this. So I'm going from in here to out here. And this just makes the Chinese deal seem like a much bigger motion than it actually is. So we're here, bringing it out like this. And now when we're pivoting this card over, I generally keep it as is at this point. But now when I'm going to turn this like this, I'm actually going to use my entire wrist to also turn my hand till about here. Okay, so where was I? Alright, so we're here, we're bringing this out like this, we're turning like this. Now when we bring it in, you're going to turn back over, and then as soon as you place this right back on top here, you're going to pull back with your thumb, and I like to kind of emphasize that by flicking my wrist, well, not really flicking, but just bringing my wrist this way while that's happening. Right? So again, the motions that I like to use, I like to go from here to this, to here, to this. Right? And those are the motions that I practice with this move. Now, again, I'm going to warn you, this is not super easy to do. I'm still practicing a lot of it myself. And these are just some of the insights that I want to share with you. So I practice this trick whenever I'm working, when I'm watching a movie. Pretty much anything where my left hand is free, I just do this. That's it. That's all I do. So I hope you guys learned a lot from my perspective. Now there's so much more cardistry to learn. You can start off by clicking that video right there, because there's just so much more to learn and so much more that you can use to impress people. I'll see you there. Peace out.